And welcome back, everybody. Hey, as the weather begins to warm up, and that it is doing, many of us are looking for simple ways to freshen up our spring tables. So here to help with some pairing suggestions is Theo Rutherford of the Deutsch Family Wine and Spirits. And Theo, I also understand an expert sommelier. You got to tell me more about that. Is that like an expert wine taster?
Basically, it's just I studied a whole lot of wine, which is a really hard thing to study, of just tasting a whole lot of it. So
absolutely.
Really hard thing to do.
Oh yeah, tough. Somebody's got to do it. Okay, where do we begin when it comes to pairings for brunch? What do you have for us?
So as you were saying, a lot of farmers markets are starting to open up, and that's really where I'd start, is go to those farmers market, talk to the farmers, see what's fresh and what's seasonal, or go to your bakery, smell all of these, obviously all of those wonderful bakery flavors and smells, and see what they're really excited about. That's going to help inform what flavors you want to highlight with your pairings, whether it's classic cocktails like mimosa, or whiskey cocktails, or your wine pairings. So it kind of lets you know where you want to go.
Okay, so tell me why choosing the right wine or cocktail, it's so important for this spring brunch, because I know some go better than others with certain dishes, right?
So the biggest reason is those flavors, we're finally coming out of hibernation, right? Winter flavors are kind of boring. And so now that we're starting to get some really great, bright, fresh ingredients, choosing the right pairing is actually going to help elevate those, and you're going to be able to taste them even more and enjoy them even more. Plus, if you use things that have just a touch more acid, it's actually going to help you eat a little bit more, which we all like eating for a while for brunch. So you can do things like cheeses or smoked salmon or sweeter things. It really gives you a wider range of flavors that you can use.
It's interesting to me. Okay, I hope this isn't a silly question, but I see the one in the middle that says layer cake. Is that more of a sweet type of wine? Would you pair that with something sweet, or do you want to kind of do the opposite?
That's actually a great question. So Layer Cake is a brand that actually makes wine from all over the world. And this one's actually coming from New Zealand. It's a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, and it's actually nice and bright, has some sort of tropical flavors to it, and has a nice little acid to it. So for me, I actually like using something like this for something that's going to be a little bit more rich. So that's why I have it with a frittata in front of me with a nice hard cheese. It's going to be nice and melty when you take it out of the oven. If you add cream in your frittata, it's going to be a little bit heftier. And what that's going to do is it's going to cut some of those the fattiness. If you use butter, cream, cheese, anything along those lines, the acid here is going to cut through that fat. It's going to highlight some of the fresh herbs you might use, and it's actually just going to taste pretty darn good together.
I like that, pretty darn good. Okay, well, you're the expert. Do you have a favorite cocktail when it comes to brunch?
So when it comes to brunch, my favorite thing to do is actually set up sort of make your own mimosa bar. So for me, I like setting out either the regular Josh Prosecco or their new Prosecco Rosé, which I love rosé. It's hard to not like rosé.
Me too, yes.
So bubbles and rosé, thank you very much. I will have all of that. And so then you put out different citrus juices like orange juice or lemon juice, or for me, it's grapefruit juice and this Prosecco Rosé, and it works beautifully together. It also gives you the ability to put things like vodka or gin, or in my case, Redemption whiskey. You can sort of do a whole lot of things with that mimosa bar, and you're able to repurpose it and have a lot of fun there.
I love these. So many great ideas. Okay, where can we go for more information on everything that you shared with us today? What's the best place?
So more information, go to joshcellars.com for all the Josh wines. We have several. You can pick and choose what you might like, but all the brands you see in front of you should be available locally. So go to your local retailer, ask for these brands by name, and they should be able to help you out.
Even better. Okay, Theo, thank you so much. Happy spring to you. Appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Bye, Theo. Oh my goodness, Anessa, and then everything looks so pretty.